We call on one name, and his name is Yahshua. We call on one name, and his name is Yahshua. We call on one name, and his name is Yahweh. We call on one name, and her name is Ruach. What up? Come in. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. I was on Facebook for a while, so I'm not gonna keep y'all long. Come on in. Sing it with me. We call on one name, and his name is Yahweh. We call on one name, and his name is Yahshua. We call on one name, and the name is Holy Spirit. Sing it again. We call on one name, and his name is Yahweh. We call on one name, and his name is Yeshua. We call on one name, and her name is Ruach Kadish. We call on one name, the holies of holies. Where y'all at? How y'all doing? Oh, my glasses dropped. Hold on, all right. How y'all doing? Who on here? Who that? Good morning. Hi, Josh. I don't got my glasses on, so I can't put the screen too close. Hi, Robert. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Jude. Hi, Margie. What up? See you again, sis. Hi, Kendra. Gordon. What up, Sophie? Margie. Prophetic Coaching. Claudine. Hi, Mama Lena. God Vessel. T.A. McMillan. Who is that? Hi, Miss Solomon. Good morning. Hi, Renee from Houston. How you doing? What do you mean you still working on getting married? You ain't got to work on that. When the time comes, it's going to come. You ain't got to do no work. You don't have to do no work. When the time comes, it comes. All right. What up, Juicy Juice? Love conquers. Hi, Janice. Hi, Miss Saboa. Love ya. Hi, Miss Mary. How you doing, Miss Mary? I ain't seen you in a minute. Hey, Sister Shelly. Sister Shelly in the house today. Oh, Pat is in her house right now putting some stuff up. Hi, John. What up, King Brother Brandon? How you doing? I'm still praying your wife get a job close to the house soon. Hi, Susan. Hi, honey. What's up, Julian? My King Brother Julian. Where was y'all at? I was on Facebook. Where was you at this morning? Where was y'all at? Where was y'all? All of y'all was just showing up here. But I mean, I had quite a few on Facebook, but not as much as on here. Where was y'all at this morning? I was prophesying, but I only prophesied to a few people. That was it. But I did do some teaching. Y'all should go check it out. I'm going to upload it on here tomorrow, hopefully. But if you can't wait till tomorrow, go to Facebook, Prophetic Mantle, and look for my video. I taught some stuff about Africa that's going to blow y'all mind. Do you know America is Africa? Go to my community tab page and look for the little teaching I put to prove it. And then go listen to my Facebook. Then go Google it and get some books on it. That's why America's not in the Bible, because America's Africa. Especially South America. And do you know parts of the UK is Africa? You want to know what happened? They angered God. Why do you think Africa don't have no earthquakes? Daddy brought the biggest earthquake you could ever think of, and it split the tectonic plates. And he put an ocean between us and Africa. 16 hours on the plane. What? And stop calling yourself black. Because if you look it up, it means pale face. And it means death. That's why they call us black. Don't black folk die all the time. Call yourself the Nubian people or indigenous. Do you know they got a big old tribe in Africa called Nubians? Call yourself Nubian or indigenous. Or you could call yourself a Yadiam, a Brick, a Ibrick, or Israel. You know, don't call yourself black no more. Don't call yourself black African Americans neither. Don't do that. You putting death on yourself. And you calling yourself pale face. I'm going to tell you something. The Moors, they were Christians, but then they became Muslims, right? If you read a lot of their books, man, you gonna learn some stuff. I even talk about on Facebook who was the first slaves. Some of you Nubian people ain't gonna like this, but white folks was the first slaves. I know y'all ain't gonna like this. I know you brown people want to hold on to that y'all was the first slaves, but I'm here to tell you, no, you wasn't. It's all up in the Moorish books. They enslaved the white folks. They married them. They had babies with them. They did dubious things with them, nefarious things with them. So the white folks are just paying us back, but they just taking it too far. They treating us worse than our ancestors did them, right? White people was the first to be enslaved, and now in Africa, the first to be enslaved was some African people. But here in America, and then over there in Africa, our Moorish ancestors enslaved them, married them, had babies with them. Not just the men, the women did it too, just like it's happening now. Started out black man with the white woman. Now all you see is black women with white men. Same thing happened, right? So I'm sorry to tell you, Nubian people, y'all weren't the first slaves. No. The white people. And they ain't even white. I talk about that too. Y'all need to go listen to that Facebook. They not even white. They not even white. They not even white neither, y'all. Look at the color white. Do white people look like that? If you go to Asia and you see them Asian women, they look all pale. That's because they put that makeup on. White folks is red, peach, tan, fair skin, lily color. They ain't white. They ain't. Look, even calling yourself white, it's not good in the spirit, bro. You peach. Some white folks is peach, red, yellow, tan, fair skin. Y'all ain't even white. Now you got some white folks, they are very pale, right? I'm telling you, this stuff is, buy the books, they're on Amazon. Some of them is even free. Google free books about the Moors or the Moorish, you know, and if you're still not satisfied with that, they're gonna buy you some. The books tell you, y'all, America is Africa. That's why you don't hear about America in the Bible, y'all. And Egypt is Africa, and parts of Russia is Africa, and parts of the UK is Africa, and most of South America. What? Daddy did a big old earthquake and split that border. Yes, he did. Put some water. So I'll fix y'all. But that's, so you never wonder why you your ancestors was here. So please stop calling yourself black. You're indigenous or Nubians, because there's a big old tribe in Africa, Nubians. Or you could call yourself Israels, or Ibrick people, or brick people. That's what Daddy told me. And the Sipta book, y'all got the Sipta book. They call the brown people in that book, they call them Ibricks, or Ibriums, or Yadiums. Stop calling yourself black. I know it's going to be hard. You know, you fill application, put others. I do. Because when you call yourself black, you cursing yourself. You calling yourself pale face, and you putting the spirit of death on you. Why you think they wear black? You ever thought about why people wear black at funerals? Growing up, my uncle called them pinky. Yeah, some of them are pink, some of them are red. Even they should stop calling themselves white, because they not. They cursing themselves too. Thank you. Apostle, where can I find your teaching on? I don't do communion. Daddy told me to stop doing communion back in 2015. That's of the devil. I had the book. I don't know where the book at though. Where the Roman Catholics wrote the truth about communion. When, like, okay, I did teach this. What is it? I know it's in Mark or Matthew. When he told them to partake of, he said, if you drink this, you drink my blood. If you eat this bread, you partake in my flesh. What he was doing was, he had not yet been sacrificed, right? So when he got up on the Calvary, and you know, they filleted his flesh and made it into ground beef, right? That was us partaking in his flesh. Because it says in the Bible, everybody's nailed to the cross, right? Then when they gave him, what was it, 39 lashes, I think, right? And it brought out all all that blood, we was partaking in his blood. Because it said in the Bible, everybody is nailed to the cross. So he had to do that with the apostles first before he got up on the Calvary. He had to do that. It's okay, whether you know it or not. When he got up on the Calvary, he died for us. That was a covenant he made with us. We made a covenant with his flesh, and we made a covenant with his blood. But Yah's covenant is what was that word God gave me? Solid flesh, right? So when we made the covenant with Yah's flesh on the Calvary, we made covenant with God's solid flesh, which is spiritual flesh, and with the Holy Spirit, and with Yeshua. So, and then when his blood was shed, we made a covenant with his blood. That's why it says everybody is nailed to the cross. How do you think we nailed to the cross? Because we made covenants with him, the Holy Spirit, and Yeshua. But Yeshua had to do it first with the apostles before he got up on the Calvary. So he wasn't telling us drink wine to act like it's blood, or drink eat bread. And y'all know, and anyway, y'all know the devil don't put stuff in the Bible. We all know that. But so you have to decipher it with God. But a long time ago, I was in church. I'll never forget this, Christ Church in Montclair, 2015. And they was doing communion, and Daddy told me, I was about to eat that little stale cracker. He said, don't you put that in your mouth no more. He said, it's not of me. He said, you're making covenants with the devil. He said, why do you have to drink my son's blood, which is my blood? He already shed it for you. Why do you got to eat a cracker pretending it's the flesh of my son when his flesh was already done for you on the Calvary? I threw that thing down on the ground and I walked out of church that day. I went back the next Sunday, but I didn't go back that day. And then I started doing research on it. And then some of my books I write about it. And I haven't took it since 2015. And I've been blessed beyond measure. So that's proof right there. And I'm trying to think of the name of the... you might could Google it and find it for free. It is a book by the Catholics where they write about the truth about communion. I'm trying to remember what book. Maybe that book, The Truth About Christmas, that's on Barnes and Nobles. That might have it in there. But I can't remember any of the other books that have it in there. But I did a teaching on it years ago. So just Google it. You could Google the origin of communion from the Catholic Church. You could Google it. But I don't take communion. And when I have my own church, we ain't doing that. Because there's no need to eat y'all flesh and drink his blood. He did it for us already. When you do that, you're making a pact and a covenant with the devil. Don't take my word for it. You get on your knees and pray and fast, or get on your knees and pray and ask God. And do your own due diligence and your own research. Don't just take my word for it. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. I always feel so awkward in church when people... Yeah, you don't have to do that because y'all already did it. He already did it. If you just think about it, right, and common sense will tell you, right, he did it already. When he went on the Calvary, his flesh had already been filleted and basically eaten. The way they hit him, he was like ground beef. His blood had already been shed. So it ain't no need for us to be eating a stale little piece of cracker and some stale grape juice. You just making you just making a covenant with the devil. And do your own due. Go to Google and see if it's still out there. What is the true origin of communion? Look it up and get my book on the truth about Christmas, because I think it's in there. All right, so let me tell you this, because my eye is irritating the crap out of me right now. Blood of Jesus. Right, so this is what I can't tell you. I woke up this morning and I heard the word parabolic, which is in the title. Daddy has been giving me this word parabolic for like 4 days. Parabolic. And so finally this morning, I'm like, Daddy, parabolic means that something about to tick off. Explosive. It's about to be so mind blowing. So I said, what's going to be parabolic? He told me that there is going to be some coins. He didn't tell me the exact names, but he told me that there's going to be some coins and some stocks for you stock people that are going to be parabolic this month and next month. but starting this month. Parabolic. Just out of nowhere. Like, you know how Pepe just came out of nowhere and did his thing? And Pepe 2.0 came out of nowhere and did his thing? Angry Pepe? And what's the other one? Crazy Pepe. Then it was that RF, what was it? Refund token? What do they call that? RFD. And then it was another one that went parabolic. I can't remember. But anyway, just like how Pepe came out the blue, Lord said parabolic. For 4 days, he been giving me this parabolic in my sleep. Every time I go to sleep, woke up this morning, I said, finally, I said, okay, what is going to be parabolic? So look out, guys. He didn't tell me which coins, which stocks, but parabolic. So if I was y'all, I would be praying and asking Daddy, if I don't have the coin, tell me what it is. You know, and then last night when I was sleeping, I didn't see the Pepe. It was a lot of Pepes, but I didn't see the Pepes. I didn't see the frogs, but I just knew it was different Pepes because I saw Pepe in green, I saw Pepe in white, I saw Pepe in blue, I saw Pepe in pink. So I knew it was even a Pepe in red. I don't know if they got a Pepe that's red, right? So I kept seeing it, they were just floating around, right? So something gonna happen with these Pepe coins. This is not financial advice, and I'm telling you to go buy, sell, hold. All I'm telling you is God has been giving me lots of vision and words about these Pepes, and they've been coming to pass, right? But I'm gonna tell you something, it ain't gonna last long, because they're gonna get that coin under control, and it's gonna sit like Sheeb and Doge did for a year or two. It may drop 2-3 zeros. I'm not saying it will, but it may drop 2-3 zeros, but they're not gonna let it get to a penny right away, y'all. I'm telling you. But something's gonna happen with those Pepe coins. I don't know which, probably the big Pepe that everybody got, but something's gonna happen with those Pepe coins. I'm telling you, something's gonna happen with those Pepe coins, right? And then I was listening to Brother Johnny. Was it yesterday? I think, yeah, one of his videos I listened to, and he was fussing. He always fussing about these coins. He was fussing because Shaitosi would not admit that that he's over the Sheena coin, and that they had this new coin coming out called not a bad idea, or no bad idea. So I said, let me go look that up. I said, first let me go pray. So so I went to go pray, and I asked God, I was like, should I try and see if I could get some? I said, okay, Daddy, if it's on Coinbase app, then I'll get it. If it ain't on Coinbase app, I ain't getting it. I ain't even gonna ask my brother to look for it, right? So sure enough, I went to Coinbase app, and it was there. Now the coin only been out a couple of days, and it's on Coinbase app already, right? So I was like, okay, that's a sign. So then I started praying, and I was asking him, should I invest a little money in it? He told me, sure, go right ahead. So I did, right? But before I did that, I went on YouTube and listened to other people who was talking about it. And then I found out it was a coin from Satoshi, but it's an AI coin. And they made some contract. And I was like, Daddy, that coin is going to go parabolic. That's exactly what I said to him yesterday. And he said, it sure is. So I went and got some, but please, don't you go and buy some, because I'm telling you, because I'm not advising you, because you're not coming for me at all. You're not coming for me. You ain't suing me. Nothing that. You on your own. So go to God and ask him about it. Ask him about it, right? So I only bought a little bit, because it has like, I went to CoinMarketCap and looked it up, and people so excited about it, and I think it had like 7 zeros, and it only been out like a couple of days. I'm like, Dad, where'd the zeros go? Right? So you could take $50-$75 and get you a nice little amount if God tells you to do that. I'm not telling you to do that. If God tells you to do that. All right. So, and California is about to have an earthquake. A nice sized earthquake California is about to have. And the Lord said, and I've been telling y'all this for years, and it's in my prophecy book, that Iran, Russia, China, and Turkey are about to make an alliance that's going to put that's going to shake America in their boots. China, Iran, Russia, and Turkey. They are about to do something that's going to shake America in their boots. Right? And California is about to have an earthquake. And Indonesia is going to have another one. They had one already. This one going to be worse. It might even start a tsunami. So just pray for those people that they get right. I'm trying to think, what else was it I was supposed to tell them, Daddy? Okay, I told you about the parabolic. Oh, it's about to be civil unrest here in America. I already told you about the civil unrest that was coming abroad, and it did. It happened in Italy and France. I think it's still going on in France. Prophecy about the Netherlands came to pass. You could go look at that on my community tab. A whole bunch of stuff has come to pass. But there's going to be civil unrest in our country and other places because people are going to get tired and they're going to get fed up. Then the Lord said Joe Biden is doing something very sinister behind America's back, and that we need to pray about that. Then the Lord said we need to pray against viruses because they're going to try to bring another virus on us worse than the other one. So if we start praying against that, it's a good chance that they can't do it the way they want to do it, right? And it was something else I'm trying to remember because I had it in my phone, but I can't get to my phone because I'm on my phone right now. But if you're in California, pray because there's an earthquake coming there, a big one, a nice size one. And I also saw another wildfire coming to California and some kind of flood. So I don't know which one is coming first. In Houston and Dallas, you need to stay in prayer about floods. Florida, you need to stay in prayer about floods. Tornadoes are about to erupt again, so you need to pray against these crazy tornadoes and wind gauges. I kept hearing God say pray against wind gauges, and wind gauges are like tornadoes, but they're like a flash flood. They come out, they like tornadoes, you warned about them, but these wind gauges come out of nowhere and just knock a whole block out. So yeah, I pray against that. And the Lord said pray against electrical outages because there's some storms that's coming that's going to blow y'all minds. So God said cover yourself and your family from electrical outage, because how many of you know a storm could come and the whole block could the electric could go out, but your house will still be on. That happened to me when I first came here in 2017. They had that storm. What was the name of that storm they had in 2017? Came in October. I was living in ATL, and I think it was like only 3 people electricity still on my block and the grocery store. Mine's and 2 other people and the grocery store. And mind you, this was a whole big block. The whole area was out. Now my electricity kept going, I'd flash off and flash on. That's because in my front room, my front foyer, I'm walking around like Jericho, like 7 times. And then when I get there, I kept doing it. And I kept saying, my electricity ain't going off, nor is my internet. Do you know it stopped flashing and everything, and it stayed on through that powerful storm? And when it was all over with, only me and 2 other people had lights on, and the grocery store across the street, which was Kroger's. It's not there anymore. That's how powerful God is. Like, y'all know the tornado was coming my way and passed away, and I literally saw the tornado, but I didn't see the angels holding it back. So if you start praying now that your electricity don't go out, when these wind gauges come, they don't come your way. When these tornadoes come, they don't come your way. Start praying. California, you're going to have a forest fire, you're going to have a flood, and you're going to have an earthquake. How are they going to come? When are they going to come? I don't know. But you Californians need to start praying. And also Canada. I saw people in Canada starting to go bonkers up there because It's like so much racism in Canada. Y'all won't believe it, but I saw it. It's so much racism in Canada. It's ridiculous against, the brown people. But I saw them rising up against the Canadians, against the Canadian government. They like banding together and they gonna get stuff done. I saw lawsuits coming out from everywhere by brown people up there in Canada. So Canada is gonna change. The brown people in Canada is about to change the game. And in here in America, a lot of brown people, white folks is gonna be standing up. Latino, Spanish people gonna be standing up with the brown people. They is, because people getting tired of all this craziness. I saw parents gathering together here in our country because of how they're doing the children and trying to transform, the boy to the girl and the girl to the boy. I saw parents standing up, and they're gonna make a difference, a serious difference. Then I saw mental health on the rise. I saw a man, he hung himself. So that was showing me that the suicide is going to be rampant. And I told y'all a couple of years ago that God said we gotta pray against that spirit, because we're gonna start hearing a lot of people killing themselves, and it's coming to pass. But it's going to get rampant because a lot of people don't have God. For one, they don't have a foundation in God, and they're getting to the edge, and they're getting to their maximum point where they can't handle it no more. So a lot of people, like one young lady who followed the ministry, she emailed me from Instagram, and she was telling me how she was going through a divorce, and she wanted to kill herself. I'm like, girl, Daddy told me to be stern on her, and I was very stern on her. I said, if you kill yourself, do you know where you're gonna go? And you're gonna have to come back to this miserable world again. So you better deal with it now and call on your God. Some people, you can't be all soft. Oh, don't do. Now you gotta be stern on them to wake their butt up, right? Because her mind is just everywhere. And that's what's going to happen to a lot of people. So please, guys, pray against suicide. Because it could be in your family. It could be a close friend. It could be your neighbor. It could be anybody. But it's about to get rampant. And the Lord still tells me all the time, pray for the children to not be trafficked, raped, putting them in snuff movies, killing them in snuff movies. A lot of the children, by the time they hit 2 and 4, that they done took, they expire, they die, because they can't handle the trauma and stuff that they've been going through. So pray for the children and pray against suicide. Ask God to intervene in these people's life. And the Lord told me to start praying for elderly people, so I've been praying for them a lot the last couple of months, because he said there's a lot of elderly people that are alone, and some of them are eating dog food and cat food because they can't afford food, because rent, if they're not in those housing things, you know what I mean, or they got to pay for medicine. He said a lot of them are lonely and alone, and some of them are being abused by their handlers, people that's taking care of them. He said a lot of them are being abused in nursing homes. So if you got elderly people in nursing home, you need to go and check on them nursing homes. Seriously, do a pop-up visit, and pray, because Daddy said the elderly is being discarded. And my thing is, like, everybody's going to get older one day. You know what I'm saying? And if you mistreat the older folks, when you get there, if you're lucky, if you live that long, you're going to get it too. So pray for the elderly. And then the Lord also said, pray for children who are being adopted and waiting to be adopted. He said, because there's a lot of molestation and sexual abuse going on in these adoption agencies. They're putting them in places, and all kinds of terrible things are happening to these children, and a lot of them are dying, and this stuff is not being reported. So the Lord said, pray against that too, and ask him to divinely intervene. And he also got me the last couple of months praying for people to not starve, to not be hungry, because he said there's plenty of food on this earth. He said they trying to kill off all the natural things that he made to feed us their fake food. And he told me to warn his children that as far as beef and chicken is concerned, make sure you buy organic beef, organic chicken. And if you feel like you can't afford that, he said pray and ask him to help you to afford it. Don't just be buying any old kind of chicken and beef no more, especially the cheap chicken, cheap beef. You know, because you got some grocery stores, they real cheap. He said, don't do that. Buy organic beef and chicken, farm raised, that you know that's not made in the lab. And be very careful when you eat in these restaurants, because they have this fake meat, and they don't have to tell you. So you pray and ask God where you should go to eat at. All right. And what was I think that was it. So look out for parabolic things to happen this summer, this month, next month. All right. So I gotta go. So I love you guys. So I'll see you soon. Shalom.